There are literally millions of cryptocurrencies out there, but only a handful of them will achieve the epic returns that crypto is famous for. So, this begs the question of which cryptos are worth holding.
The answer depends on who you ask, because everyone has a different approach to investing. And as the operators of the largest crypto YouTube channel, many have been asking us which coins and tokens we hold.
That's why today we're going to reveal the top cryptos in our portfolios, explain why we hold them, and show you a few that we're considering adding to our portfolios in the coming months.
This is a vid you can't miss.
To begin with, I should say that nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just educational content that's intended to inform you about cryptocurrency, specifically our crypto portfolios. Also, keep in mind that the cryptos we hold could, and likely will, change as time goes on, especially if you're watching this later in the cycle. If you want to see our full crypto portfolios and keep track of any changes we make, then become a member of the Coin Bureau Club. Besides our crypto portfolios and watch lists, members get access to weekly reviews of small-cap altcoins that they vote for, daily crypto market updates, and real-time crypto alpha in our research feed. You can become a member of the Coin Bureau Club using the link in the description. Now, as you can see, the top 5 cryptos in my portfolio are currently Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Sui, and Pyth Network, which collectively make up around 85% of my portfolio. You'll also notice that I hold an additional 14 cryptos that are blurred out. I'll remind you that Coin Bureau Club members get to see the full list. Again, link in the description. Anyways, Bitcoin is my largest holding, accounting for over 44% of my crypto portfolio. Now, Coin Bureau superfans will know that this is basically because I've known about Bitcoin since 2013. That's when I noticed that one of the pubs in my neighborhood back in the UK had begun accepting BTC as payment. Now, unfortunately, I didn't load up on BTC as much as I would have liked back then, but, well, I'm not the only one who underestimated its potential. But the reason why Bitcoin is my largest holding is because the BTC I did buy back in the day has increased a lot in value, and because BTC is the largest and most established crypto. Over the years, I've also started to buy into the idea that BTC could someday become one of the world's reserve currencies, something that now seems more possible than ever before. More importantly, though, it's become clear to me that Bitcoin is in a category of its own. You could argue that BTC's purpose is to be digital money, analogous to digital gold. By contrast, every other cryptocurrency is trying to become something more analogous to a decentralized tech company or a decentralized bank. This is important to note because it means that Bitcoin effectively has no competition, while altcoins are facing constant competition. This increases the chances that BTC will continue to be valuable in the long term, but almost guarantees that most altcoins will eventually lose to new competitors during that time. That's why I don't plan on selling my BTC for the foreseeable future, unless absolutely necessary, but do intend on taking profits on altcoins between cycles. Again, that's just because the next cycle is likely to feature a new set of promising altcoins that are likely to overtake the incumbents from previous cycles. And by the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, then be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next enjoyable video. Okay, with that in mind, we can take a closer look at my altcoin holdings, starting, of course, with Ethereum, which accounts for around 23% of my crypto portfolio. In addition to the fact that I've been holding ETH for a long time, the reason why I continue to hold so much ETH is because Ethereum continues to be dominant. It's easy to forget that most of the crypto ecosystem is built on Ethereum. Many of the most valuable tokens are ERC20s on Ethereum. Most of the largest dApps and DeFi protocols are on Ethereum. And the majority of stablecoins exist on Ethereum because it offers the highest security guarantees outside of Bitcoin. This is particularly easy to forget when you're seeing constant FUD around Ethereum and ETH visibly lagging the rest of the crypto market, and particularly BTC. I believe it's possible this will change soon, and that ETH will mount a recovery rally that could take it into the tens of thousands of dollars at its cycle top. Okay, next up we've got Solana, which accounts for a little over 6% of my crypto portfolio. Now, the main reason why I hold Solana is because it's arguably the top competitor to Ethereum. By this, I mean that Solana has the potential to capture market share from Ethereum when it comes to hosting the top tokens and dApps. This has less to do with Solana's speed, though, and more to do with its user experience. Whereas everyone forgets about Ethereum's role in the crypto industry, everyone also forgets about how much money Solana has been spending on UX, with its Phantom wallet raising $109 million in 2022 to increase adoption. And so far, we've seen Solana temporarily flip Ethereum on various metrics like active wallets and even fees. From my perspective, though, the place where Solana will flip Ethereum and all the other smart contract cryptocurrencies will be payments once reasonable stablecoin regulations are passed in the United States. And you can refer to our most recent Solana update for more info there. Now, after Solana, we have Sui, which makes up just under 6% of my crypto portfolio. As you might have guessed, Sui is my fourth largest holding because I believe that Sui is the top competitor to Solana. Again, this has less to do with Sui's speed and more to do with its technology and approach to growth. On the tech front, Sui uses a novel programming language called Move, which was originally developed by Facebook, aka Meta, but technically invented by Sam Blackshear, one of Sui's co-founders. Now, the key takeaway with Move is that it makes it possible for Sui to do things that other cryptocurrency networks can't. On the growth front, Sui has been hyper-focused on gaming and is even launching its own handheld gaming device. This is significant because it looks like GameFi is going to be a big narrative during this crypto bull market, and crypto hardware seems to be becoming a new narrative too, thanks to DePIN. And on that note, the fifth crypto in my top 5 is Pyth Network, which accounts for around 4% of my crypto portfolio. Now, in my opinion, Pyth Network is one of the most underrated cryptos there is. That's because it's an oracle that provides high-frequency data feeds that blockchains like Solana depend on. In other words, Pyth Network is like Chainlink, and some would argue that it's better than Chainlink. That's because Pyth Network technically has its own blockchain called PythNet, which could theoretically leverage the Pyth token for fees someday. This could make Pyth bigger than Link, which is already pretty darn big. For the time being, though, Pyth continues to fly under the radar, which is good news for those looking to get in early, but bad news for those who have already been accumulating for a while, like yours truly. For context, I've been accumulating Pyth since we covered Pyth Network on the Coin Bureau Club, and I'll reiterate that you can become a member of that using the link in the description. Now, as for the cryptos on my watch list, I'll tell you about one, and that is Aave. As most of you will know, Aave is the largest DeFi lending and borrowing protocol in crypto. What you may not know is that Aave is planning on deploying to Move-based blockchains like Aptos, something we noted in our recent update. As a matter of fact, Aave founder Stani Kolechov believes that Move could become the new standard for development in crypto. Aside from the fact that this paints a very bullish picture for the likes of Aptos and Sui, it also paints a bullish picture for Aave, which has been on the cutting edge of crypto ever since it launched. Not only that, but Aave is working on a decentralized stablecoin called Go, and has also been expanding into other narratives like SocialFi with Lens Protocol. Aave has even been working on improving user experience in crypto, which is yet another thing that many people have overlooked. And in case it wasn't clear enough, the cryptos on my watch list are the ones that I'm thinking of accumulating in the coming weeks and months. Aave is likely to be one of the first, and Coin Bureau Club members will be the first to know when I've added it to my crypto portfolio. You fine folks already know how to join that elite band, so I'll see you there.
All right, my turn. As you can see, the top 5 cryptos in my portfolio are Bitcoin, Solana, Sui, Injective Protocol, and Near Protocol, which collectively make up over 96% of my portfolio. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking I'm a Bitcoin maxi, given that nearly 64% is in BTC. But my large BTC holdings are a result of being in crypto for close to a decade. Of course, the difference between Guy and myself is that I recognized just how much potential Bitcoin could have thanks to where I began my career. For those who don't know, I used to work in TradFi at Goldman Sachs. It's funny that some have tried to wield this fact as something that's discrediting, when in actual fact, it gave me a bit of an edge. It helped me realize that the traditional financial system wasn't fit for purpose very early on. Anyways, Like Guy, I've come to recognize that Bitcoin is in a category of its own. The difference here is that I think BTC has the potential to be much more than something you simply hodl. The introduction of technologies like ordinals and BRC20s has, in my view, taken Bitcoin's value proposition to a whole other level. Take a second to consider that Bitcoin is technically the most secure payment network on the planet, and that BTC is, by some measures, the most liquid asset in the world. This makes Bitcoin the perfect foundation for use cases of all kinds, and makes BTC the ideal asset to use for these use cases. And this is why I'm particularly excited about things like BTC restaking and using BTC within DeFi protocols on Bitcoin Layer 2s and elsewhere. This will greatly increase BTC's utility while simultaneously unlocking tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars of capital that wants to use BTC as collateral. A lot of this money will flow right back into Bitcoin's ecosystem and BTC by extension, all while maintaining Bitcoin's monetary qualities at the base layer. These and other facts are ultimately why BTC continues to account for more than 2/3 of my crypto portfolio, and why it's likely to stay this way for quite some time. At this stage, the only thing I would do with some of my BTC is use it in the exact kinds of protocols I just described, to earn a yield by restaking or using BTC as collateral to lever up. Given the rapid debasement of fiat currencies, using BTC as collateral will literally make it as good as gold, eventually. Now, this leaves Solana, Sui, Injective Protocol, and Near Protocol. Solana currently makes up just over 14% of my crypto portfolio and is one of my largest altcoin holdings. And this is just because I, like Guy, see Solana as one of the most serious competitors to Ethereum. However, my reasons for this are slightly different. As some of you may know, I've been doing lots of interviews with builders and thinkers within the crypto ecosystem on our second channel, More Coin Bureau. I've also been attending quite a few live events and speaking to the who's who of whichever ecosystem. It's been eye-opening to say the least. And in the case of Solana, it's made me incredibly bullish on Sol. And this is due to a combination of factors, particularly how much development there is and how many high-profile partnerships are being penned. One that comes to mind is Visa testing payments on Solana, and you'll recall Solana payments could be big. And this ties into Sui, whose ecosystem has also seen substantial development, and this includes an explosion in growth across various metrics, including TVL, on-chain volume, and developers building on Sui. In fact, it was one of the fastest growing non-EVM chains in recent months, and the second largest non-EVM chain in aggregate. And it's not just the current growth, but also the future plans that Sui has for onboarding more developers building with Move. And this was all recently discussed in an interview I did with Adonai Abiodun, the co-founder and CPO of Miston Labs. The link to that interview is right over here for you to enjoy, by the way. This interview made me so bullish on Sui that I decided to increase my portfolio holdings, and it now accounts for a little over 14%. It's about the same allocation as Sol at the time of shooting this video, at least. Now, beyond Adonai, there are also some really strong team members at Sui. If you're familiar with the project or watched our most recent update on it, you'll know it's one of the two cryptos that arose from the ashes of Libra, Facebook's failed digital currency project. The other is Aptos, which we'll come back to in a bit. What makes the Sui team particularly special, though, is it consists of those who were instrumental in creating Libra, such as Sam, the inventor of Move mentioned earlier. As far as I can tell, this makes Sui the best hedge against Solana. But obviously, there's room for more. Again, more on that in a bit. Anyhow, my third largest altcoin holding is Injective Protocol, which makes up just under 3% of my portfolio. FYI, Injective Protocol is a DeFi-focused Layer 1 built using Cosmos's battle-tested technology. Some of you might recall that its INJ coin was rallying relentlessly earlier this year, and that's for good reason. In short, Cosmos's DeFi ecosystem is still being built out. And when you realize that the total market cap of Cosmos cryptos is over 100 billion, you understand that Cosmos projects looking to tap into this liquidity could do extremely well. Injective Protocol happens to be the biggest here, at least by market cap. At the same time, DeFi itself is still in its infancy, and that means there's lots of room for DeFi projects and protocols to grow. And it's also worth pointing out that DeFi hasn't really been a big narrative yet. And this means that the massive INJ pump we saw earlier this year was perhaps the appetizer, not the main course. Food for thought, pun intended. Dad jokes aside, the last crypto in my portfolio I'll tell you about today is Near Protocol, which is arguably one of the most underrated cryptos on the market. So much so that we actually included Near in a video about that very topic. If you watched that video, you'll know this has mostly to do with Near Protocol's ties to AI. Not sure if you've noticed, but AI has been a very big narrative, and it's one that's likely to continue getting bigger, both inside and outside of crypto. Of all the AI cryptos out there, Near Protocol is one that's the most legit in my eyes. And the best part is that AI isn't the only thing it has to offer. Another key selling point of Near Protocol is chain abstraction. Without getting too technical, Near Protocol makes it possible to interact with all blockchains in crypto from its blockchain. And this could turn Near Protocol into the de facto front end for all of crypto, which would be insanely bullish for Near. And this brings me to my watch list, which only contains one crypto, Aptos. Now, if Sui is the ideal hedge for Solana, then Aptos is the ideal hedge for Sui. And that's again because both crypto projects have their roots in Facebook's Libra, and both of their teams worked on Libra before moving to their respective projects. Feel free to check out my interview with Aptos' CEO, Mo Sheikh, over on More Coin Bureau also, by the way. Now, while the differences between Sui and Aptos are technical and at the micro level, there's one big difference at the macro level, and that's the areas that the crypto projects are focused on. Sui appears to be focused and more geared towards consumer crypto and retail. Conversely, Aptos seems to be more geared towards institutions and large enterprises, with partnerships including MasterCard and Franklin Templeton, which also recently launched a tokenized money market fund on Aptos, by the way. And this would make APT a logical addition to my crypto portfolio, but I'll be waiting until the time is right to accumulate. In case you couldn't tell, I'm very selective with the cryptos I do pick. And this is in stark contrast to Guy and everyone else on Team Coin Bureau who are total degens by comparison. And yes, Coin Bureau Club members can see their portfolios too. Remember, the link is in the description.
And that is all for today's video. We hope you enjoyed our detailed portfolio breakdown.
If you made it this far, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ping that notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming crypto content.
Now, although the Coin Bureau Club has lots of exclusive alpha, rest assured that nothing has changed. We will keep bringing you the content you know and love here and elsewhere.
All we've done is added one more offering as part of our goal to educate as many people as possible about crypto.
As always, thank you all so much for watching, and to our Coin Bureau Club members, thank you for your support.
We'll see you in the club.
This is Guy.
And this is Nick.
Signing off.